Yeah, I'm like eating in the video because I've come to this point where I was like eating something that I had thought. I remember my last video, I just said something about being socially compatible. Are you constitutionally compatible? Are you America compatible? Are you socially compatible with the United States and the United States culture? You must ask yourself this question because a lot of people do love coming here. And then a lot of people love coming here to say they hate coming here or to say they hate being here, but hate where they're from. Thank you for your free speech. I'll say that for those who hate the United States, but who come here for opportunities and money to send money back to their family in whatever country that is theirs. America doesn't give you a constitutional compatibility test, nor do they give you an American social social test. See if you're compatible with the cultures of America. They don't do that. Some people don't like some of the things going on here. I know folks would be like, all Pan-African. Listen, I'm a Pan-African type. I'm pro-Africa. I'm pro any country doing their own thing. But don't shit. Yeah, excuse my curse words. Don't shit on the country that you're getting your benefits from, man. I look at these countries like Denmark, Sweden, and Germany, where they had this influx of people from Middle East, and they weren't even men. They weren't even women and children. They were just a bunch of men, dude. And I was like, where are their women and children? Where are their wives? Where are their families? Who are all these men? Like that country ain't got no women and men. I mean, women and babies. I mean, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, I don't even like get it. Like, you don't like it here, but you want to come here. So not to put out a religion, but I know in Islam, I forget which book it was, but they talk about it's okay to make war with people who are not of Islam. But I thought Islam meant peace. So am I getting the wrong definition? Help me out here. I don't understand why you should come here and hate. I hate coming here. It's like you hate going to school, hate going to a job. This is just my job. Coming to America is my job. You know what? That's really screwed up, man, because a lot of people who were here, who didn't want to be here, and who just happen to be part of it, some of you all who come now from other countries still get more rights than a lot of us. And it wasn't until this administration where we saw a cutting back of red line laws and where we saw a balancing out of the opportunities with your opportunity zones and things like that. Like Marshall Program, where people get their education. Look to North Carolina for that one. That's a so-called reparation. You're not a real reparation, you just get free education, which is what I prefer anyway. You teach a man to fish. Hey. But you hate and you disgust, if you're that disgusted with the United States, you should not be in the United States. It's just that truth, If you're here and you're disgusted with it, you should not live around folks who you are disgusted by. Plain and simple, I have no problems with Russian folks who come here. But some Russian folks have made a point to be racist to me in my own country. If I went to Russia and was racist with them, you think that would go over too good? You see, there is this culture in America that people don't want to talk about, and the foreigners don't want to talk about. It's your systemic racism in your head towards people of minority cultures in the United States. Let's talk about that. What gives you the right to talk down to people who have been here before you? What gives you that right to talk down to people who won't talk down to you? Oh, You're watching the media. Oh, you're looking at FBI statistics again, which I don't believe any of it. Oh, you're watching things that just pump out scared black man. Oh, you're listening to hip hop music where the radio station benefits off of black man's death every song. So that's what you're putting into your visual. So when you come here, you automatically have an apprehension towards the black man. Even you Africans who come over here from your African countries, which are so beautiful, you come over here, you disrespect, especially the African American man. I'm trying to figure out this whole thing, y'all. Why does everybody want to take their pop shots at the African American man? Like, what exactly did we do to you to have it so that way you can have a free shot every chance you get? Explain that to me. I'm talking to those real racists over there, those real racists who join the BLM marches and act like everybody's okay as long as you're pandering to them. I'm talking about y'all. I'm talking about you people coming from other countries. Well, I have no problem with people from other countries. But they seem to have a problem with me when they come to the country that I helped build. They tend to forget that the black population over here was forced to be over here. Now that they're over here, they have assimilated into the culture. Sort of. Some have not. Some have. It's like all people, man. It's like all things. Some people assimilate to the culture. Some do not. Some act out, go to jail. Some act out and leave the freaking country. So I want to figure this out. Why do you have such a huge problem with the respect of the black man, especially when he's with a black woman? Why do you have such a problem with that? Why do you think the black woman is your prize as opposed to my prize? You know, this is some controversial stuff. People say, it doesn't matter who's doing. If it didn't matter, then the media wouldn't be pushing it so hard. The media wouldn't have helped crush the black man's image with other black women with money. This is not a conspiracy. This is not something that's made up. This is something you can go research yourself, man. Go look at Oprah Winfrey and non-disclosure agreements and Harvey Weinstein. You want to get an example of modern day bedwenching. I don't plan on being somebody who's going to be quiet about racial issues or about issues of injustice that I see within my county, within the state that I'm going to be sheriff in. Bottom line. And if I'm not sheriff, fine. I'm still going to operate within the peaceful guise of the Constitution within the organization that I will continue to grow. So I ask you all this question. How do you feel like it's okay to just disrespect any black man's expression of his own free speech? How dare you? How dare you? Who the fuck do you think you are that you can always talk about somebody else's freedom of speech? You're a fool. You can't come over to somebody else's country and tell them that to act. What? You see people acting a certain way? Yeah, people act up, they act up. Ignorance is ignorance. This is truth. Yes, there's been a whole generation of men, thanks to people like Biden and Kamala, who helped the crime bills get into place 20 years hence to today, that black men can't be around the families they were trying to start by trying to help feed their families. You know, listen to Biggie Smalls' first song. For all you race panderers out there who want a quick little footnote, you know, listen to, what's that first Biggie Smalls song he made? Oh man, it escaped my brain. But you know the song I'm talking about, the very first single he came out with. He talking about getting arrested for just trying to feed his daughter because they don't try and give no brothers no jobs out there during that time. Okay, I knew it was like looking like me trying to walk into a basic store somewhere back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s, and people were like, no, we don't like you. They wouldn't say even like your kind, but that's usually what it was. They would stay quiet and say like, okay, well, we don't want to, then you overhear certain conversations and you deal with certain handsmen that you know come from a place of prejudgment. So you all have been caught. And you find yourself out there pandering to another race, acting like you're a black man, but you don't really respect black men. You're probably a race. Well, I don't want to say racist, but you're probably prejudiced. You're probably doing levels of prejudgment And you probably could be a little bit racist by the modern definition, not the Western definition of what you are right now. You possibly are a racist. So if you're a racist and you don't like all the cultures in America, but you just want that money, they need to diversity test people who come to this country, man. I think everybody who's already in the country needs a diversity test. Be diversity tested so they can see if they're socially compatible with certain races. So you can see for yourself where you were fucked up and where you need to improve and where you're not. I think everybody should take one, especially people in government, especially law enforcement officers. I've taken a diversity class with law enforcement officers. I'm gonna tell you, that thing will make you think. That test will make you think, man. It'll make you think, and then think some damn more. It'll challenge you. It'll show you images of people and try to get you to assume the right subject that matches that particular race. It'll screw your head up, man. It'll get you thinking like, oh, I shouldn't judge. So people coming to the United States, people in the United States, I think there needs to be a constitutional compatibility test and an American social test. See how socially acceptable you are of American culture and American changes and things like that. And then you can see where you are with yourself, and you can see where how things are being carried and how things can be avoided just within yourself, so that way you can actually move forward past prejudgment, so you can move forward past assumptions, past racist actions, past racism. So just some food for thought. If y'all hanging out with me, thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna go finish my breakfast. I got a freaking breakfast sandwich, man, because I don't feel like cooking this morning. That's just my right to do. God bless America for such easy things we can do. I will never talk trash about your symbol, about your country you come from. I hope to go to more foreign countries. And so I say that because what makes this country great is the fact that we're so different. But what will make it greater is if we all respect each other's culture and respect each other's differences and try to be accepting of each other and those differences that we have. If all life really matters to you, then take a test to show how compatible you are with all life. If all lives matter, see if you're compatible with all lives in your everyday life. Can you walk down the street with your without clenching your purse, ladies? Men, can you see another man that looks different than you without checking your shoulders and making sure your gun's in place, making sure your wallet and keys are in place? Do certain people remind you of thievery when you see them? Or do they remind you of aggression and blood when you see them? Or do they remind you of love and good memories when you see them? That's your own path. Your own path you have to figure out and you have to check. So how do you do that? You test yourself. Will I be giving a diversity training class? I would like to do that, actually. And if anybody has any information on that, let me know. I would love to do that. I would love to attend and I would love to teach that particular class, because being from Virginia and being from a conservative state, originally conservative state, heart of the Confederacy, not proud to say, but on some levels I am, because of what was fought, what the fights that happened there. If you got to go to Virginia to understand, there's some great warrior history there in Virginia, man. And then people are really just, they're not in each other's face racially like that, you know. Certain places are, but like I said, it's everywhere. But yeah, man, let's do it. Let's test each other's. Can you walk past another person that's different than you without having apprehension about something you thought about in your past? Or are you making other races the addiction of that drug of adrenaline that your body's feeding you? Are you making the cops your drug? Are you making the KKK your drug? Are you making hatred your drug because it fills you up? There's some good drugs out there. Love's a good drug when it's healthy love. I can go all day. Again, please, if you see any diversity training that I could become a part of, become a teacher in, or I'd love to just see how the curriculum of the class is, point me in the right direction, y'all. Again, love y'all. Thank you for sitting through my long videos. For those who are quarantined, appreciate it. Hope you guys are staying healthy and safe out there, man. And just, I'm doing these videos because I love all of y'all, even those who send me hate messages. That's it. My one mission in life since I was a kid is to bring everybody together under some kind of house of peace, or at least understanding. It'd break my heart if that didn't get achieved, or if I didn't try at least something like that in my existence in this life. So I gotta try. And I joined the Mexico Civil Guard because I did see how the media was going to attack them, and I see the truth. I saw the truth in those guys' hearts and eyes, man. And some of you will say smart comments like, oh yeah, I said something cool, and everybody laughs, I got a thumbs up. And I'll probably send you a thumbs up and say thank you for your free speech. But the more ignorance you give out, you're just going to vibrate with more ignorance. So I don't know how to help you get past your ignorance. Maybe you can ask a question. Love you. And I got answers if you got questions. And if I don't, I'll tell you I don't. See you guys out there. Man, please be safe out there. And don't let nobody gaslight you to do nothing stupid and violent, because the country's already ready for stupid and violence on every corner. Okay? Like Yamamoto said, the reason why America does not get invaded is because there's literally a gun behind every blade of grass. That's Yamamoto's quote from World War II. Take care.